Good morning and welcome back. South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg is in the studio this morning. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It's been 1 week since President Obama visited our area, and then you said you wouldn't be surprised to see this kind of interest in our community and our region. What do you hope comes out of that visit?
Well, the biggest thing I think is an awareness of how our economy has changed, but the fact that we're not there yet. And I think the president spoke to that. He spoke about the remarkable improvement in jobs, in the economy, but also the fact that a lot of people are still wondering what's next. And that's why the choices that are going to be made at the ballot box this fall are so important, not just for our country, but especially for a region like ours.
A big issue across the country has been minimum wage. You've spoken in the past about wanting to increase the minimum wage for the city. Can we expect that to happen?
Yeah, so I believed that this was the right thing to do for a long time, but I didn't want to speak too aggressively on it until we had our own house in order. In other words, until we were leading by example in the city. We're in the middle of a 3-year process now that began with the budget we set up last year to elevate the city's lowest wage to 1010, so that every city employee is at least making that much. Why 1010? Because when the minimum wage is first set up in the 60s, in today's dollars, that's actually what it would be worth. So when you look at inflation, the minimum wage has actually fallen. We want to make sure that we're leading by example on a 3-year path to get everybody up to that 1010 level, and we're hoping that a lot of other employers in the area do the same.
So we are on the path to making that happen right now.
Yeah, we got to practice what we preach, right? It's one thing for me to go around to employers and say, hey, you ought to be paying a living wage, but we got to make sure that the city is practicing what we preach. That's what this budget move is about, and frankly, it's not easy. We're making a lot of tough budget decisions. We just had our budget kickoff preparing for next year's budget yesterday, but I do think this needs to be a priority because it helps you retain and reward good employees, and it just helps us elevate the community when everybody's able to do well, and you don't have people working a full-time job living in poverty.
As we mentioned earlier, South Bend Schools, they have a new leader now. He officially accepted the job. What's your reaction to that? It's obviously a big issue for the city.
I'm really excited about working with Dr. Spells. We met in my office during the phase when the finalists came through. He's got a lot of energy. I think he's going to do a great job communicating on behalf of the school corporation, but also listening. You could tell he's somebody who really wants to get out there, talk to teachers, parents, and I think he understands that there's some challenges in the school corporation, but also a lot of really great things to work with. And it's such a crucial part of how South Bend's comeback is going to accelerate to make sure everything's going well in the schools.
All right, Mayor Pete, thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Let's head over to Carrie.